Gauteng Education MEC Matome Chilwane has provided an update on the 2023 online admissions process for grade 1 and 8 pupils. Chilwane has also given an outline of the province's readiness for the new academic year. Senior reporter Aviwe Mtila is tracking the story and joins us for more. Thank you very much for your time this morning, Aviwe. And we've heard from parents throughout the morning about some of their frustrations when it's come to the placement of their children ahead of the inland opening of schools tomorrow. Maybe furnish us with some of the details that the MEC provided to provide some kind of comfort for those who are entering new schools from tomorrow.
Good morning, colleagues, and those parents are actually told to be quite patient as the Department of Education in Gauteng is working tirelessly around the clock to ensure that those 1,394 learners that are yet to be placed will be placed. Of course, it's the timelines then that we're waiting for, as of course we saw those frustrations painting out a myriad of issues that have been met in the different district offices. In fact, we spoke to some of those parents. At the core of the issues is around their children not being placed and the complaints around the online application system in itself. In fact, I want to catch up now with the MEC of Education in the province. Thank you for joining us, MEC. But I want to touch on what we've experienced as eNCA on the ground. The parents at the Ekurhuleni North District offices tell us that they were told that the schools are full, so their children won't be placed by tomorrow. They, in fact, were told that transfers won't be done, appeals won't be done, so it's better to go home. Surely this can't be the response that those hundreds to 1,000 plus parents are receiving at the district level.
Thank you. Good morning to you. Good morning to your viewers. Let me start with the conduct of those officials. They were not correct to say that. They shouldn't have said that. If there is such, we urge the parents to bring it to our attention in some form or the other, to say this is how they were treated in the district. Now, to respond to schools being full, yes, the schools are full, but we are putting in place measures to ensure that the kids are placed. That's why in our press conference we had to inform them that we are increasing the capacity in terms of mobiles. We've given schools money to build classrooms, but also we ask them to look at other rooms, specialist rooms in the schools, such as libraries, computer labs, etc., to open it up so that they can convert them to classrooms. So to those parents, those 501 grade 8 learners parents, I'm saying to them that their kids will be placed. You know, this is a high pressure area, and that's based on its development. There's a lot of development in the area, so more parents are bringing their kids closer to their schools. So we will place them. We are calling for their patience. However, obviously, one of the things that we will be doing, we're going to have public meetings to speak to those parents so that we're able to bring them on board as to how far we with regard to the process of placing them.
I guess it's the timeline, MEC, that they want. They want to know when their children will be placed. Some of them are even threatening to take these children to the schools that they want them to go to, even though they're not accepted as yet tomorrow.
We're placing learners every day. You know, every day. The figures will change tomorrow and the day after and the day after. So we are appealing to them that be patient with us. We will place their kids. We know these are our children. We want our children in school. You know, so this is what we're doing. So if I say tomorrow, then it'll be the day after. It also would have missed the date. So we are placing our kids, we're placing them every single day because we're creating space. We're creating space. But also they need to work with us. If those parents, there are parents who were offered spaces somewhere, and they decided against not going to that space, they're not really helping us. We want them to say, reconsider your view with the space that you've been offered and take your child there. Gauteng schools are amongst the best in the country, if not the best. In fact, we're the best, confidently so. So these schools, irrespective of where the school is located, your child will be able to receive the quality of education that they're expecting from schools of choice.
I know in the briefing you mentioned that the online system is working, but of course that's a different cry from what the parents are telling us on the ground. Some of them say that they applied timeously back in July when the online applications were open. They handed in the relevant documentation. They never heard from the department via the SMSs that they were supposed to hear from. Where are the glitches? Because there's a lot of complaint about the online system itself.
No, but majority of parents are not complaining. They are placed. If we had 292,000 and 291,000 are placed, the majority are placed.
They're out there outside the district offices in the hundreds to thousands complaining about the system, MEC. Surely you can't tell us. And we were just at one district office. Surely, I'm sure the scene is right around Gauteng.
There are parents, as we've said, there are parents who have applied late. There are parents who had incomplete applications. And that has affected the pace of placing. But those who had complete applications, we are left with 1,003 only. And so as to why there are thousands in one district, I'm baffled. But there are those who are applying late applications. They apply yesterday, today they're in the district office demanding a child to be placed. That's where some of the... So there are multiple factors why there are so many in one district. But those who have followed the process from start to finish, there were only 1,000 learners left on our system that we still need to place. And we are working around the clock. We have not enjoyed our holidays. We've been on the ground every day trying to find the ways, to create space so that we can place our learners. And we will place them. So we're urging them, please be patient with us. We know patience is not endless, but be patient with us. We are placing kids every day, and your child will also be amongst those that will place them every day.
And then just on the appeals, more than 4,000 appeals of parents saying that they don't want their children to go to the schools that they've been placed with. How soon will you deal with that? And maybe lastly, what are you saying to the parents that are watching, frustrated that their children won't be able to go to school tomorrow?
Firstly, with appeals, we are dealing with them every day. The problem we're dealing with choices. It's all preference. Most of the appeals are preferences. And we also listen, we don't say some of the preferences are not correct. If a parent says to us, you have placed my child 30 Ks, I work 20 Ks that side, there's no transport that side, or I'm unemployed, we need to look at such. So we are applying our minds to every single appeal. But most of them are just choice. There are genuine appeals. That's why we upheld more than 200 of them, that we've agreed with the parents and insisted that this is the course of action we'll be taking for this appeal. So we are looking at them individually. So parents can be assured that those appeals are looked at them thoroughly and we are making a decision on them. So with parents that are watching and still waiting for their kids to be placed, we will be placing your kids in schools. Your child will be in school. Your child will receive a report at the end of the first term.
All right, thank you very much. Education MEC in Gauteng promising those parents that don't know whether their children, well, in fact, that do know that their children are yet to be placed in schools. As schools open tomorrow, the promise is that they must be patient. Their children will be placed at schools.